Can you give an example of when you did cave into Comedy Central to the standards and practices? And also, was there anything special about the reaction to Orgasmo in Utah when it got released?
The Comedy Central, well, I mean, there never really is a cave-in. I mean, there is always just, there have been fights, but there's never been a huge structural, I mean, it's always been minor things,
we always come to an agreement where we all kind of feel like,
okay about
most of the time.
We've never like had an idea for a show that Comedy Central said you can't do. They've never.
We didn't want you to do the one about the Muslims because we thought you were
the
Nation of Islam idea. We just were scared for your lives. I mean, it was really sort of
But
more
then we
the
do this
Jewish
whole thing with
mother in me,
Saddam.
not
Yeah, be
like-
careful with those Muslims. And we had to say, hey guys.
That was the only time we really just.
Yeah,
it was
that's
really more of a fear thing.
Yeah, it really often doesn't. It's really cool actually because there's sort of Matt and I coming from one angle, and then both Debbie and Ann, come from sort of the, Debbie's a mother and Ann's a Catholic. so it's kind of like, well, wouldn't it be better if they just did this, And 9 times out of 10, it is, because I think that's South Park works in a lot of ways because we ride a fine line of being really obscene, but also having this underlying sweetness. And if it was just dark and cynical and overhead and vulgar, I don't think it would work. And I think that they're a big part of keeping that balance.
And there has been a couple times when we've done a joke that they've had a problem with, and after they explain why they have a problem, we realize that just we've kind of like gotten in, we've had blinders on, and we're glad we didn't do that joke that way. And then we do it the right way. But yeah, I mean, it's great having Ann on the show too, because they're always like, well, what does Ann think? I'm like, Ann's fine with it. Like, okay.
I have to say though, my favorite discussion with Comedy Central was when we did Cartman as Ming Lee, and the network said, she can't say sucky sucky $5. She just can't do that. And then they came back and they said, okay, she can say it once. And we're like, okay. And then we kept sending cuts, and they kept saying, okay, you can say it 4 times. Finally, the last time it was like, you can say it 7 times. And I told Matt and Trey go, well, it's only in there 6, so we're good, right?